Hello, hello. Welcome back to Math Made Possible. I believe I can. I'm your teacher, Miss Howard, and today we're going to be reviewing the fifth grade math curriculum for illustrative math, Unit 4, lessons 1 through 7. And this is going to be different than what I have done with my other videos where I reviewed one lesson and we just basically did a summary of it. What I'll be doing is we're going to be working on multiplying multi-digit numbers, and I'll just be showing you the different strategies to multiply. Now, by the end of this video, what I want you to take from this, I want you to figure out which strategy you like the best. Which one do you understand? Which one do you think that you will be able to do on your own without making a mistake, and do that strategy. So let's get right into it. So the first one that we'll be talking about is the area model. And the area model, you should remember that from fourth grade. And with the area model, you know that you are drawing a rectangle and you take the numbers right here and you decompose them. So we're starting with 534. So we're going to break 534 where we know that 534 is made up of 500. So that's going to be written on our first box. Then we're going to separate it into three boxes since we know there's three units, three different factors that we're going to be using. So we have 30, and then we have 4. And all we're doing now is we're going to take the number 4, because it's basically saying 4 copies of 500, 4 copies of 30, and 4 copies of 4. So let's go ahead and write that out, where we write 500 times 4. And here's what I told my students to do. Count up the amount of zeros, put a box around it, and then bring them down for your partial product. So that's 2 zeros that will be in our answer. And then we multiply 5 times 4. Now, the reason why that you put a box around those 2 zeros and write them first is because you want to make sure that you don't make a mistake. One of the common mistakes that I see students do is they multiply 5 times, they put 500 times 4 and then put an answer of 200 because they forgot to add another 0 to represent the 0 in 20. Okay, and so we're going to do our next one, which is 30 times 4. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put a box around that 0. So we know there's 1 0 right there that's going to be represented in our partial product. And then we multiply 3 times 4. And we know that 3 times 4, well, that equals 12. And then we're going to do our last partial product, which will be 4 times 4. And we know that 4 times 4 equals 16. And now we cannot end right there. We have to add up all of those partial products. So that would be 2,000. And what I've been telling my students to do is write your next partial product backwards to make sure that you're lining up the digits. So we're going to write our 0, our 2, and then our 1. Then we'll write our 6 in the ones place and our 1 in the tens place. And then we'll add those numbers up. And we know that is 6. 0 plus 0 plus 6 equals 3. 0 plus 2 plus 1 equals 3. 0 plus 1 equals 1. And 1 plus nothing else will be 2. 2 plus nothing else will be 2. So our final answer will be 2,136. Okay, we're just going to keep on going because I do have a number of slides for you, and I'm hoping that I don't cut off our information here. All right. Now I'm going to do something similar to the area model, but I am going to, instead of using the box, I'm just going to decompose it just like this. And I'll decompose, that would be 500. 534 will be broken up into 500. it would be broken up into 30, and it would also be broken up into 4 times 4. Again, that would be 4 copies of 500, 4 copies of 30, and 4 copies of another 4. We're going to go through and do the same strategy that we did in the box. We circle our 2 zeros, write them as our partial product, and multiply 4 times 5 or 5 times 4, and that will give us the answer of 20. We keep going. Again, we see a 0 right here. We're going to line up our digits. So that 0 is going to go right into the ones place, and then we multiply 3 times 4. Again, writing backwards, that 2 would line up right here in the tens place, and 1 would be in the hundreds place. Our final answer for 30 times 4 equals 120, and then 4 times 4, that would equal 16. And then we add up all of our partial products. 0 plus 0 plus 6 equals 6. 2 plus 1 equals 3. 0 plus 1 equals 1. And 2 plus nothing else equals 2. Okay, I hope this is making sense to you, because what I'm getting ready to do is build on this now. Okay, so this is just a 3-digit by 1-digit. All right, now let's do regular standard algorithm and see what that would look like without decomposing anything. Well, actually, you know what I want to do? Let me go and show you what multiplying. Let me show you 2 things on the same slide. So we are going to multiply it out, and I'm going to type out what this first line would be. So our first line would be ones place times our ones place. Okay, and that would be represented with 4 times 4. And we know that 4 times 4, that will equal 16. And then we'll do our next place value, our 4, which will be our ones place, times our tens place. And that will be 4 times 30. And we'll write our 0 there. And again, 4 times 3 equals 12. And then we'll do our next one, which is our ones place times our hundreds place. And that will be 4 times 500. I hope that you can see how all of this is connecting. We're just using different strategies, but we're coming up with the same partial products. All right. And we know that 4 times 5, that equals 20. We add our partial products. 6 plus those zeros, that will equal 6. 1 plus 2, that will equal 3. Bring down our 1 and bring down our 2. Okay. Now let's go ahead, and since this is a standard algorithm slide, let's go ahead and move over and write our regular standard algorithm without breaking it apart. And this is what a lot of parents are used to. They're not used to the other methods, which is fine. So what I always tell parents is teach the children your way, because they might finally get it your way, right? However, what I tell my students in the classroom is, if you don't understand standard algorithm, break it up, chunk it, do it in a way that you will understand it. Okay, that what the most important thing to me is that you get the right answer, and I'm sure your teachers will say the same thing. All they want to know is that you know how to solve the problem, and you can explain how you came about your answer. So we know 4 times 4, that equals 16. The 6 goes at the bottom and the 1 gets added to the top. Now I hope that you can see when we did it before, we just wrote our 16 right here. I don't want you to mix these two up. If you're going to do a standard algorithm, if you're going to do it the standard algorithm way, make sure you're putting that 1 on the top, not right next to it, okay? 3 times 4, that equals 12, plus 1, that equals 13. So we're going to add another 1. We're going to make another 100 here. And 5 times 4, that equals 20, plus 1, that equals 21. So of course, as you can see in comparing these two, yes, this is less work, but I think a lot of students get tripped up with, where do I put my numbers, right? And they keep forgetting that they have to make a brand new group of that next place value to the left. So right here, 4 times 4, that equals 16. The 6 goes at the bottom, but you're making a brand new group of 10. So you have to add that there. You're making a brand new group of 100. So you have to add that there. Where this one, you could just multiply each place value, and then you can just break it apart and multiply it that way and add it at the ends. Okay, this one does not involve addition. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I will begin our next video starting with the area model, and we're going to be multiplying 3-digit by 2-digit numbers. Okay, so I'll see you in our next video, and I'll pick up where we left off.